Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. It's been a long time since I've filmed. I got a new ring light, so things are going to be brighter from here on out. And I am doing a good old-fashioned haul with you today. I have a lot of luxury beauty in all different categories from several different retailers. There's been a lot of sales the past couple months. I'm throwing it all into one video because I've been extremely busy in the rest of my life and haven't been able to do much in terms of filming for you guys. Unfortunately, I know this is prime time beauty video viewing season because we're all purchasing stuff during sales and new releases and holidays and gift giving. It's usually the highest viewing time of the year, but unfortunately for me, the busiest work time of year for me. So unfortunately, all this stuff has to take a back seat, but that doesn't mean I'm not buying anything or that I don't want to film. It's just I have limited time, and so I'm doing a lot in one video, and unfortunately this is all occurring after these sales are going to be over. I actually placed another order with Sephora right before the sale, and I wanted to get the Dyson Airwrap because I thought, why not? Let's try it out. They do have like a round brush feature that I thought, well, maybe I can use that to kind of straighten out my hair. But of course, they sold out of that like 2 days before the sale ended. So I didn't get that. I mean, do I really need it? No, but it would have been cool to try out with you guys. But I did place another order, mostly gifts for family members. So I won't be trying a lot of stuff, but I did get a couple of things in my order that will be in another video later. So let's dig in. What did I pick up? First of all, I shopped the Beautylish gift card sale event that's already over. So I forgot, I probably have $20 credit in my account that I probably need to use. But I only picked up one thing, and it's the Sonia G Fusion Series eye set. I have her Fusion Series for the face set, and now I have the eye, so I will be trying that out. Demonstration at the very end. So far I've tried one brush, and so far so good. These Fusion Series is natural and synthetic into one brush, and there's all different shapes here. I'm a huge fan of Sonia G. I picked up two things from Selfridges. There wasn't really a sale going on. They do have sales during the holidays, but it's usually much closer towards I think it's during December that they start having sales, and even after Christmas they have sales. But I really wanted to try the Sisley concealer. This is not a new product. A lot of people love this. This is the Phyto Cernes Eclat eye concealer with botanical extracts. I got the lightest shade, number 1. I believe this is the lightest shade. I have tried it a couple times. It comes with this little synthetic brush here. And then I also picked up a new perfume from Selfridges. This came out just this summer. The Maison Francis Kurkdjian 724. This is a very light, clean, powdery fragrance. Probably more summer than fall or winter, but I smelled this in the store when I was in Vegas and I liked it. So I picked up this size from Selfridges at a nice cost. And then the rest of what I'm going to show you is from Sephora. I placed an order the first day of the sale. I'm a Rouge member, so I got 20% off a lot of things. I didn't actually buy a lot of makeup, but the makeup I did buy, I'm going to try out at the end of the video. I've used all of it a couple times. The Haircare I've really only used once. So this is a haul video. It's not meant to be a review that you should buy something or not. I've really only tried most of these things either once or twice or 3 times. But just wanted to kind of get you in the mood, think about things when you're buying stuff for yourself or others this season. I'm sure there will be some sales during Black Friday from all of these brands. Probably not at Sephora, but you can go to their individual websites and probably get some sort of discount off this season. Whew, let's get into it though. What did I pick up from Sephora? Let's start with the makeup. I probably got the most boring types of categories of makeup that you can buy, but I have so much and I just wanted to try out some things that are really not new. Some of these things are newer, but most of these things are not. I did get a primer set from Milk Makeup. It has this really cute bag. And it seemed like this year Sephora was all about holiday sets for the fall sale. It wasn't a lot of like new makeup that a lot of people were excited about, it seemed like. It seems like all the new stuff kind of already came out, but I did like this purple and neon green bag that came with their Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, full size, and a smaller size of the Grip Set and Refresh spray, also in the Hydro series. I have never tried either of these products, maybe a sample of this one. But I wanted to get this set because I thought it was a good value. It came with a nice little travel bag. And the reason I finally tried this for the first time is I tried the e.l.f. dupe, and I've been using it quite a bit. As you can see, this is the Power Grip Primer. And I thought, well, why don't I try the real thing? They are slightly different textures, but I wanted to get the milk one. So I'll be trying this out with you guys today. So for the other rest of my makeup, it's all about brows and one lip product. I got 2 brow pencils and a clear brow gel from Patrick Ta, but I think this is pretty new. This is from Gwen Stefani's makeup line Give, and this is her eyebrow product. At least one of them. Most Def Instant Definition Sculpting Brow Pencil. I believe I have the shade 1. And this is a very unique brow pencil shape. Okay, you guys see that? It's a little bit odd to apply with, but it's nice. I like it so far. I'll show you how it works today. And on the other side here, it comes with a little spoolie. It's very nice packaging. It's a little lightweight. It's not very heavy, but it's, you know, white and gold. And then I have the Onesize Browkiki. This is a really fine micro brow defining pencil, and I have the shade Taupe. So probably similar to a lot of micro brow pencils you are used to seeing. This one has a spoolie on the end as well. So this one is going to be a little bit more for shaping and defining the brows more precisely. I have the shade Taupe. And then this is the lamination gel. This is the Patrick Ta Clear Major Brow Lamination Gel. I got the mini size, and it's kind of like a clear glue, and it's got this interesting shaped applicator. And I'll show you how that works. It's supposed to kind of make your brows stay up, and I'll give you my first impression thoughts on that. And then for lips, I picked up the Makeup by Mario. This is the Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum in Mauve Glow. This is what I have on my lips right now just by itself. It's very nude. It goes on very glossy. When you get it though, it doesn't look like it's going to be that glossy, but it's very, very shiny. This is an interesting product, and that's what I got for makeup. The rest of it is kind of skincare and hair care. Let's jump into that. Necessaire, I got the neck serum. This is 50 milliliters. This is like a very light multi-peptide collagen support serum specifically for the neck. It lasts 12 months, 50 ounces, 1.75 fluid ounces. And I believe they only sell this online. I tried to look for it in stores and it's not available. This isn't a very expensive product, but probably not gonna use it on the face. It's very gel-like, lightweight, and it's gonna help me with my tech neck right here. Always looking down at my phone, computer, whatnot. And I'll probably use this once a day at night after I shower, just to sort of hydrate the skin on my neck a little bit better. Can't really say if it works yet. It feels really lightweight. I believe it's unscented. I don't really have much to say about it other than the texture is really light. It doesn't feel thick. I don't feel, but I haven't used it enough to tell you if it works or not. The rest of what I picked up is definitely hair care. Let's get into it. I got another set. This is the second set I picked up during the sale. This is the K18 hair set, and it comes with a detox shampoo. This is the Peptide Prep. This is a mini size, of course, 53 milliliters, 1.8 fluid ounces. I would say this is a travel size charcoal shampoo. It's supposed to keep your hair super clean. You use this once a week to get rid of buildup. It's not meant for every day. It's kind of gonna over dry out your hair if you do that. First impressions, I used it once. I thought it was nothing to write home about, but I just used it once. My hair felt clean, but nothing special about it. Now, this is the star product from this brand that everybody loves. This is the Biomimetic Hair Science Leave-In Molecular Repair Hair Mask. You put this in after you wash your hair and you leave it in, and you don't put conditioner or a mask on top of it, just this. I got the mini size, and this is the full size, and I think it should be bigger for people with a lot of hair like me. This is 50 milliliters, 1.7 fluid ounces, I believe. On its own, it's $75. You guys, this is a lot of money for a little bit of product, but a lot of people rave about it. I can't say I've used it enough to see noticeable results, but you do want to let it sit in 4 minutes in your hair to activate. Do not rinse out, and then you can style it as usual, blow dry it, whatever you do. This cream is, this is what it's like. It's very lightweight. Personally, I felt like I need a conditioner besides this, but it does feel very hydrating. I'm just gonna do this so I don't waste it, but it smells light, it smells fresh. I'm gonna try it. I'm not gonna tell you if it's worth it or not just yet. I did feel like I went through the mini size very quickly. I didn't feel like I noticed overnight results that some people claim, but you know, I'll keep trying it. I'll show you really quickly the texture of the charcoal shampoo. It's very gel-like. It is black, grayish, but this is the peptide shampoo, Peptide Prep Detox Shampoo. This is a set, and the rest I'm going to show you is shampoos and conditioners and these leave-in purple toning drops. This is from IGK. This is Mixed Feelings, and you basically put these blonde toning drops that are purple into any hair care product. It can be a shampoo, conditioner, mask, leave-in product, whatever you want. I believe it tells you to put like 3 to 5 drops for any cream style oil or shampoo conditioner. Add up to 9 drops for darker blondes. I guess the lighter you are, the less drops you need, but the darker you are, you may need more drops. It's to help with brassiness. And you know, if you have blonde hair or highlighted hair, you probably can't tell that I have it right now. My hair is so grown out. I'm getting my hair done in a couple weeks. But your hairstylist may tell you, hey, you need to use toning shampoos every time you shampoo or whatever. Conditioners. This just expands your options and makes it so you don't have to buy a bunch of purple toning products. I thought I'd try it out. I just tried it in a conditioner, I believe, only once, so I can't speak to it if it works just yet. But in general, I do use a lot of purple toning stuff regularly in my routine. I just thought it'd be a nice option. So basically, pop open the cap here. Has this kind of paint dropper deal, and you press on the back, press down, and there's about 2 drops there. Very concentrated. So you're gonna mix this in with whatever product you want. And this essentially could eliminate a lot of products. I don't really think this is appropriate to put in a regular shampoo because I feel like you're gonna go through this rather quickly. It's just easier to buy a purple toning shampoo or conditioner or mask. But let's say you had a favorite leave-in product or a texturizer that you love how it works by itself already, and you just want to add some toning to it, make it even better, or make it do more than one thing. I think this would be good for leave-in products, just because I can't imagine adding this to your shampoo every time. That seems like you go through a lot of this product, especially if you wash your hair every day. So I feel like this is appropriate for some products, but maybe not others. But that's just my opinion. It's very dark. I feel like it will be effective, but haven't tried it enough to say for sure. All right, on to the next purple toning product. This is a new purple toning shampoo. I've never purchased from the I've never purchased a toning shampoo from this brand before. This is Shu Uemura. They have their own hair care, if you're not aware. I think they're very famous for their skincare and some makeup, but mostly the skincare. But they do have a nice hair care line. It is expensive, it is luxury, and Sephora does carry it now. They have for the past year at the very least. This is the UB Blonde Anti-Brass Purple Shampoo. I ran out of my Kerastase one, and I wanted to try a different brand, of course. I'm always trying new hair care. And I have tried this once, and it seems fine. It seems like it is very pigmented. And let's see, I think I like the smell of it. Everything from this brand is very light and herbally scent. It's not like overly powerful or fragrancy. It's more like just nice, clean, fresh, spa, earthy, gentle, light. It's nice. So if you're not into fragrances or like old lady smells, I think you'll overall like the scent of the Shu Uemura hair care. But this is the shampoo. It's very pigmented. That's kind of what you look for in a toning shampoo, is that it's gonna do the job without drying the heck out of your hair. This feels very gel-like. It's not gonna be super hydrating or creamy or give you extra benefits, but it does seem to have enough pigment to work. I've only used it once, but so far so good. It checks off a lot of the boxes for me. I'm still gonna continue to shampoo my hair with regular shampoo first before I put on the toning shampoo. That's just my routine, to use a regular shampoo first and then the toning. That's just what I do. But nice bottle. This comes with 300 mils of product, 10 fluid ounces, more than your standard luxury hair care bottle, which is about 8 ounces. Okay, more Shu Uemura to come. I picked up a shampoo and conditioner that is from their Ashita Supreme collection. It's this black and red bottles. And this is for intense revitalization. And it is for repairing, I believe. I think I have tried, let's see, I think it was the green one from Shu Uemura, the green shampoo, and I really liked it, but I wanted to try this line. And I'm gonna take this to my boyfriend's house and just have this set there, so I have a nice shampoo and conditioner when I'm over there and I'm not using his stuff and all of that. So I'm gonna take this over there. I used this once, and I'm gonna say first impressions, I don't know that this is really the combo for me. The shampoo is clear gel, which is probably gonna clean my hair just fine, maybe make it shiny, but for me, I have dry, curly hair. I probably need a shampoo that has some moisture to it, some creaminess to it, a moisturizing shampoo, if you will. This is not really that. The scent of it, again, really nice, light herbal, not overly anything. If you like shampoos to be overly fragrant, this is not it. But some of you I know enjoy a more subtle scent, and this is definitely that. I just feel like this particular formula is not really meant for my hair. Just gonna say that. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but first impressions, that's the vibe I'm getting. Now here's the conditioner. and it has a nice, beautiful pump. This is 250 mils, 8 fluid ounces. You get less conditioner than the 10-ounce shampoo, okay? Which, you know, always boggles my mind when they do that. This is the conditioner. And it is also very gel-like and kind of lightweight, which it's not super lightweight. I just think for me, it has a lot of pearls in it and shine, which is always nice, can be an illumination effect with this conditioner. But for me, when I think of lightweight gel hydration, again, not really for my hair type and just not enough. I need oils, I need humectants, I need moisture. My hair is dry and curly. So first impressions when I used this set the first time, I was like, I think my hair will not have a lot of buildup. I'll have a lot of volume with it. You know, my hair looked fine after I blew it out, straightened it. It was pretty, but I felt like this wasn't enough hydration for my hair and enough repairing just on the surface level. Okay, we're talking about immediate results and immediate effects. I felt like it wasn't anything special for me. We'll see if I change my mind about those, but that's just first impressions for those shampoos. They're very pricey, okay? You can just go in blind buy like I did and try to figure out which collection's meant for you. You can go to a salon where they sell it and they can help you. It's one of those things where it's like, do I want to waste my money on something that may not work? Haircare, you can waste tons of money when you do it like that. I know I have over the years. I don't think it's bad. I think you'll enjoy it. It does clean your hair, it does condition, but is it right for you? I don't know, hard to say. All right, so that is it for what I picked up. I'm gonna get into the demonstration part of the video to show you the makeup products and just kind of give you a first impressions, what they're like. So let's get into it. All right, before I get into the demo part, I'm gonna describe this fragrance for you really quick. This is the smallest size I believe you can get, at least readily available. This is the 35 milliliter bottles. And I love this size. I think it's perfect, especially if you have a lot of perfume, you don't need a huge bottle. This guy's really clean, but also a little bit powdery, baby powdery. It lasts, I wouldn't say all day on me, even sort of on the clothes and not just spraying on the skin, but also on the clothes. I say it lasts maybe a good, to the afternoon. So if you spray it on the morning before work, mid-afternoon is probably starting to really fade. It is a lighter scent. It doesn't have some of those, so I'm not surprised. It's not a citrus, but some of those really lighter note fragrances are not known to last a super long time. And I think that applies to this one. There's something like really nice and refreshing about a fragrance like this, even though some people may think it's boring. I don't usually love powdery fragrances at all, but there's something about this one, some notes mixed in, that really made me want to get it. And I think it's sort of that clean linen quality, the powderiness. There's just something to it that it's familiar, it's clean, it's like I'm walking into this really light, fresh spa. I'm jumping into a nicely, freshly laundered bed. It's just, I don't know how to describe it that way, but it's kind of giving me this airiness, this loftiness that I really enjoy. But I will say it does sort of finish powdery, and because of that, you may think it's more feminine. I would say though, it's pretty clean, that I think you can fit it nicely in the middle in terms of, you know, where does it land on the spectrum of scents. I would say it's a nice clean fragrance, and really anyone can wear clean fragrances. And you can mix this, I think, with other fragrances as well. If you like sort of a clean base, you can maybe add some vanilla on top of it. I don't know. That's up to you how you want to mix things up, but I really like this one. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you the notes on Fragrantica for this fragrance. The main accords I have is white floral, musky, aldehydic, floral sweet, powdery, citrus fresh, fresh spicy. So white floral. I do love white floral, so maybe that's why I like this one. But I get clean ahead of floral. Maybe that aldehyde is what I'm smelling. Okay, so this is a fragrance for women and men. The nose behind this fragrance is Francis Kurkdjian himself. Top notes are aldehydes and Calabrian bergamot. Middle notes are sweet pea, Egyptian jasmine, mock orange. Base notes are white musk and sandalwood. I can see why I like this fragrance. I do like sandalwood. I do like a white floral. And I do like musks. So this is right aligns with what I like. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of citrus just because those fragrances, they're nice, but they don't last. They're kind of nice for summer, something really light. When it's hot, it doesn't explode all over the place. But other than that, I think it lands at a very powdery place. So I think I like the beginning notes a lot more than where it ends up landing on me. But I'm still overall pleased with it. I think this is a perfect fragrance if you're going back into the office more. All right, let's get on to the makeup finally. So we have a couple things to try, including the concealer, and we have this primer to try. I know a lot of you love this one. I have to say I do think a primer and skincare prep really helps with longevity in terms of foundation and whatnot, lasting all day or just looking a certain way at the end of the day. So this is a lot of primer. 1.5 fluid ounces. It's pretty good, you know, almost a skincare size amount of primer. I have had skincare on all day, so it's pretty much dried out. Well, I'm just gonna try applying this on top of just dry skin, very, very dry skin right now. It is much cooler now. So you are, with these kinds of gel primers, you're supposed to wait about a minute before you start putting on makeup. If you start applying early, it can look very funny. I tried doing this yesterday, actually. Guy that I've been using almost every weekly, the Merit, what is this? Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. I have the shade Dune. Really using it a lot. I started going like this before the primer was ready, and it's like almost like the product wouldn't stick to my skin, so you have to wait, especially with this stick. But a lot of people have been exploring Merit. I think probably a lot of you may have bought this during the Sephora sale. I'm enjoying this brand. I do like their bronzer stick. This one right here, I have the shade Clay. I was tempted to get their blush set because they had one with the Sephora sale, but I didn't hear great reviews about their blushes, their cream blushes. So I didn't pick up anything else from the brand. All right, so I think that's good. So yeah, it goes on nice when the primer is ready. So Sonia G Fusion series. I told you I just got the eye set. This is the face set that I've really like blending this foundation out with. It doesn't really matter which brush I use. It just makes it disappear into my skin. So onto this concealer, and a lot of you guys like this. I have tried foundations from Sisley. I have tried their brightening pen, but this is my first real concealer from this brand, and it has this beautiful metal tip. This is made in France, and this is 0.61 ounces, 15 milliliters of product. That's a good amount, I feel like an eye cream size. And this is how you sort of dispense. That's a lot. Okay, this product's really interesting to me. I think the color for me is not light enough, bright enough. It's more of like a skin matching shade rather than an under eye shade, but that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Sisley does not have a lot of shades, but this is the brush that comes with it. I feel like this is such a creamy concealer. It's really forgiving. It doesn't dry super quick. I think it's easy to work with. Like, I feel like I could actually blend it out with my fingers if I put a small amount. Whereas a lot of concealers, I feel like I can't really do that. So it just feels user-friendly and flexible. Like, it kind of works with your wrinkles. Not that I have a lot, but most of us have natural creasing under our eyes, even when we're a little kid. You know, it's just naturally there. See how I'm just blending this out with my finger? And it doesn't look bad. I do wish it came in a lighter color for me at my skin tone, because I feel like it's not as brightening as I want it to be, but it's a beautiful texture. It just kind of really smooths things out. It does, you know, eliminate the discoloration under my eye, but it's more like just smoothing. There's something kind of magical about it. It's just the wrong color, I think. Just the wrong color. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think of this concealer? I know a lot of people love it. If you buy it online in the US or in a department store, this is over $100 concealer. So you want it to be magical. On Selfridges, it's less. And you ship to the US, it's less money. So that's where I got it from. But it's still like, what, $80? Most expensive concealer I've ever bought. I actually think it's nice though. Is it gonna fill in all the wrinkles? No. Is it gonna give me Botox? No. But it really improves sort of the texture, the discoloration underneath. But I think a lot of you are gonna feel like, oh, I need another layer, or I need something else. And maybe that's where the brightening pen comes in. If you want that brighter under eye, like that color correction effect. Maybe that's why they sell a separate product. But just as a regular concealer sort of effect, it's really lovely. But I wish the shade was a little different. So normally now I do some powder before I get into brows, because I don't like having powder in my eyebrows. So I'm gonna just do a little bit of some powder, and I haven't used this on camera in a long time. This is the old school Guerlain, what is this? Givenchy Prism Libre. This is the color correcting one. What shade is this? Harmony, I guess is the shade. Very fine little powder here. I use a big brush and just pop this all over the face. All right, let's get into all these eyebrow options I picked up. I'm gonna start with the Gwen Stefani Give. I think that's the name of her line, right? I have never purchased anything from this line before, but this was interesting shape to me. Okay, so I'm gonna do one brow with this guy over here. I don't know what, this is an interesting product. So Gwen Stefani, she always has very, you know, sculpted brows always. The red lip, the sculpted brow. It's all sort of been kind of her thing. I actually like the color of this. I tend to buy taupe, which can be too dark and not really meant for blondish tones. This is a nice shade. Here's the Browkiki, the one size one. It's very, very micro defining. I'm gonna throw it on this side, and this is the taupe shade, but this one is not a dark taupe. So I think it's actually a similar color, maybe slightly less blondie looking. But this one you can draw really easily. Little light hair-like strokes. They're pretty close in color. I'm gonna put a little bit more of the Gwen one on this side because it looks a little sparse in here. But there you have it. Those are the brows. What do you guys think? I love eyebrows. They're not an exciting product to talk about and make a video, but I think they're super important and I like trying new stuff. All right, so here's the lamination gel from Patrick Ta. There's so many different kinds of these things. It's just a clear gel and you just sort of push up. Okay, now I don't trim my brows, so this is gonna look a little bit crazy, and I probably have too much glue on there. But the problem with using a pencil is, well, pencils don't really keep things in place, so you have a gel on top. This guy is supposed to really push up your brows, and I think this comb actually really helps do that. Show you the lips, and then I'll show you how these eye brushes work with cream makeup products on the eyes real quick. So this is the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum in Mauve Glow. I wouldn't say this is very mauve-y. Here's a swatch on the back of the hand here. Maybe just slightly. So if you're trying this in the store and you feel it on the back of your hand, it's very sticky. It feels much better actually on the lips. But this is the swatch of Mauve Glow, and I would say it's more of like a brownie nude. The mauve-y part doesn't really come across on my lips. But it's a nice feeling when you first put it on of that plumping effect, but there is some slight little shimmers in there that's kind of pretty. They do have colors that don't have any shimmer if you don't like that. But I'm just gonna throw this on without any liner. I do think it looks better with a lip liner. But here it is, straight on. It is super glossy. It's like I have a sponge tip applicator sort of formula, but it's not. So it's kind of a cool effect. It's minty, and I don't think the plumping works on me. My lips are very thin and I don't do anything to them. I like the way it feels at first, but as this dries down, which is, doesn't take too long, I don't know, maybe half an hour or two, or an hour where it's really like completely dry, then it doesn't feel so great. It feels not really like a lip balm at all. I would say this is more of a makeup product, a lip gloss product. It's not really a treatment. All right, so let's get into some cream eyeshadows and stuff. All right, so I pulled out a couple examples of eyeshadow textures that are more on the creamy side. There's a lot of hybrid formulas out there. This is the Tom Ford Rose Topaz Quad Eye Color Quad Cream, and this particular shade and this one are very, very creamy, even though they're actually slightly powdery. But I think, you know, using these Sonia G brushes might be beneficial for these. There's also some actually creamier. So this is the newest one I have from Pat McGrath, her holiday collection. The Nude Allure Quint. This brown shade is actually one of those hybrid-y cream products. Might be nice to have a different kind of brush to apply those. And Patrick Ta, the Major Dimension 2 palette. He has a couple creams on the end here that are very creamy that I also want to play with these brushes. These are probably the most shiny, creamy formulas. So I'm gonna play with a couple of colors from what I just showed you and show you the different shapes that come in the set. So the biggest one we have here is the Jumbo Worker, and it's funny that this is in here as part of the eye set because I can't imagine using a brush this big on my eyes. It's just, I don't know. I prefer a little bit more precision even with my blending, that I don't know that I would ever use this on my eye, but I could see it using on other parts of the face, maybe a very chiseled contour under, you know, the jaw, or maybe, I don't know, this might be even too big for the nose, but I don't know, maybe even highlight, very precise application of something. This just seems really big. The next biggest one is the Worker, and this is a very flat. This is a flat, sort of typical shape for eyeshadow, but the trick with these is that they're synthetic and natural mixed in, so they're great for creamier textures. You don't necessarily, it doesn't mean that you can't use regular powder eyeshadow with these, but I think these would be better suited for your creamier guys. This is the blender. It's more of a typical blender round shape. I feel like I'm gonna have to keep these separate from my other brushes because I'm gonna get them mixed up. This is a pointed one. This is a detail brush. And then the last one here is the builder, which is more stubby, kind of a fatter one than the worker and shorter. Okay, so you can kind of pack on creams with this guy. I like the variety of shapes in here. I feel like she could do even more, so we'll see what happens in the future, but I'm gonna set the big one to the side here just because I feel like, ooh, I'm probably gonna get the most use out of the worker. If you guys want to buy these separately, this is probably a really good basic to have just to kind of lay down product. And I'm gonna go in with this very creamy tan shade in the Patrick Ta palette to really test this out. I've only tested one of these guys out, and I just want to see what these can do that are different than her other powder brushes that are natural, made for powder. I can tell you already, this is very easy to play with very quickly. I know for me, what I'm looking for with textures like this that are very creamy, I want the brush to just to be able to turn these into powder as quickly as possible. I like cream products, but I find like cream stuff that goes near the eye area can be really challenging to kind of control the effect that you want. Especially if it just, you never know what it's gonna do and how it's gonna react with the skin. So I'm just gonna use less product on this side just because I felt like I had to take it way out. But this is kind of a terracotta warm brown shade. And maybe I'll go in with a different brush over here and blend it out. Let's take the blender. And I'm gonna take this pointed one and go under the eye with the cream. Same color. I just feel like Sonia G's brushes make makeup so much easier and make you feel like, oh, I'm a makeup artist. Go back in with your blender underneath the eye as well. So I'm gonna go into the builder and take this Pat McGrath dark shade. Very pigmented, right? Very, very deep color. This formula is definitely not as creamy, more powdery like, but it is a kind of a hybrid texture, powder, cream, all in one. And it can get really, really rich. So I'm gonna take my blender again. Let's see what I can do over here. Just adds a little bit of drama and smoke, and to me it just makes things a little more real. Gives more dimension to the eye. Not surprised with Sonia G, she's always consistently good. So this is a very sort of blown out, like we took the shadow way outside. Then you have to really go, but it just gives a nice kind of wash. Okay, I'm gonna go lastly into this Tom Ford palette and play a little bit with these creams, and I'm gonna use this pointy guy here, the detail, and go towards the inner part. And let's see, I'm gonna start with this color, and I might go into that gold color as well. The thing about creams, if you were to apply them sort of the wrong way, they can get really sort of sticky and patchy and just not a really fun effect to have on your eyelids. So I want a brush that can be able to blend them out sort of to that that dryness, that, you know, dry down that is no longer tacky or sticky or, you know, kind of creates that flypaper effect. I want that to go away as soon as possible with a cream product on my eye, because you get creasing. It's just not pretty. I mean, that didn't do a lot for my eyes, so I think I'm gonna go into this light gold shade. These are not super creamy, these Tom Fords, and they did come out with new shades this fall. I didn't pick them up though, just because they weren't super appealing to me, the colors. But this palette's really nice. I blend that out a little bit, just give a smoother effect. I mean, I am using all these brushes without cleaning them in between. If you want things to be more precise, not as blended together, you clean them off in between. Wow, that's pretty. Okay, very natural eye look, a lot of different creams. I felt like everything blended really nicely. All right, so I'm gonna finish off with some mascara and I will be back. I'll talk about my final thoughts on these first impressions luxury beauty haul. All right, here's the final look. I'm super happy with how most everything turned out. I'm actually really impressed with this concealer the more I use it. I mean, I didn't set it with powder and I think it looks pretty good. And I think it looks great for having blended it out with my finger essentially. So it's just very easy to use, very forgiving. As I said, wish it was brighter, but it really just sort of smooths everything out. Not 100%. I'm sure a lot of you are like, I see all those little lines still. Sure, but things look better than they were before. At least in my opinion. And I probably could have used even less product. Sometimes when you overdo it with concealer, it exaggerates the problems. So, you know, even less product under there probably would have been great. But I'm a huge fan so far. Really like this guy. I think it's worth it so far. I'll give you updates later. The second thing that really impressed me was how similar this is to the e.l.f. Very similar, you guys. I actually, if you've never tried a gel, I would start out with the e.l.f. because it's a fraction of the price of this guy. You don't get as much product. You get 24 milliliters versus 45, but it's still a lot less money. So I would start out with this and then move on to this if you really want to try milk. Otherwise, you can just buy multiple of these. But I do think it helps with foundations. I do think it sort of helps with longevity and making things look nice. I know my foundation doesn't exactly match my neck. Dune is not a perfect match from Merit Beauty, but I think overall my foundation looks nice enough. And I really like this primer. Actually, it just reminded me I need to use a setting spray. This is the Hydro Grip Set and Refresh spray. Pretty powerful spray. You want to hold it out here. It is sort of refreshing. It's one of those you want to shake up. These kinds of sprays make me nervous sometimes when they are actual makeup setting sprays versus like skincare, just refresh sprays, because they can sort of put a film on your face that hours later makes you feel dried out or just makes you feel weird or makes you feel like, oh, I need to do it again. So I don't know, I have mixed feelings about these kinds of setting sprays, but generally they do sort of help make things look a little bit more one, especially when you have powder on top of liquid and cream products. Sometimes you need that water layer to kind of make things look more natural, not so powdery. So these can be good. I don't know if people like this one. I haven't used it enough to say if I like it or not, but it's interesting. I am going to give a slight lead to the Gwen Stefani side. I feel like I don't know if it's the shape, but it would seem like it filled in things better and easier and faster than this little micro guy. but they're pretty similar colors. And now that it's all dried with the lamination gel, I think it's a good gel, to be honest. It's not going to give you perfect laminated brows, but it gets you close enough. Like I'm standing straight up. And I think that the trick is the applicator with this is really good. So I like that. This lip thing, I explained kind of my thoughts on that already. It's pretty temporarily, but once it dries down, it doesn't feel so good. So it's really more of a gloss, temporary plumping sort of effect. I really don't think my lips look bigger, but some of you may have more of a dramatic, noticeable difference. I think the color's pretty. It's not something that lasts that long. It is a gloss pretty much. What else? Oh, trying these out, like trying all the brushes out. I think it blends like a dream. It makes creams look more natural and helps them dry down a lot quicker than using my finger or using a powder brush. I think these are really effective and really easy to use. Recommend Sonia G. The hair care stuff, not much else to say at this point. I am gonna have to use them again and give you an update after multiple uses, or if once I'm done with these products, I can share more of my developed thoughts. But this was a fun luxury haul to go through. This is a really long video. But I am not gonna have as many opportunities to film because my job's much more busy now. So I will try my best to get you updates as timely as I can, but it was fun to take a break and play with new to me makeup, you guys. All right, if you have any questions, comment below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.